everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francis and I am so happy to be with you guys here today. Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Francis and today I'm gonna be doing a October wrap-up and the November TBR in the same video. This is my first one, so I'm actually really excited. I do not have all the books because of Book Depository, but I'll explain that later. I was actually in a bit of a slump until the middle of this October, until I started BookTube. So, I do not have a lot of books read in October, but there's still quite something. The first book in my October wrap-up was The Chalkman. I did do a review on this book at the channel if you want to check it out. The Chalkman is a book that follows the story of this kid who is involved in an accident at a fair, at a carnival, I think. What happens is the kid is basically in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of the rides breaks and gets shot across the carnival and it hits this teenage girl. It's actually amazing because CJ Tudor manages to kill 2 people in the first 2 pages. So there's this other girl that is found dead, and that's when the story starts. And the kids are chasing whoever did it, actually, because they start having this code between themselves where they draw little stickmen with chalk close to the other person's house. And this other kid gets the message and they go to the place, and yeah, they solve things out there. But someone else starts interfering. Someone else starts doing these drawings and attracting them to places that aren't that great, that are dangerous, and then people start dying, and that's a lot of stuff. So yeah, this was the first, my first October read, the first that I finished in October. I think I finished this in the beginning of October, then I had another little bit of a slump, and then I kept going. The first one in a series, actually. It's the first one in the Sebastian Bergman series, written by Michael Hjorth and Hans Rosenfeld. The synopsis for this one is: Sebastian Bergman is a drifting man. This is actually in Portuguese, so I'm trying to translate here. He's a psychologist, and he used to work as a profiler for the police, which is basically a person that does profiles, criminal profiles on criminals for the police. He basically lost everything when a tsunami hit, where he was spending his holidays with his family, and his wife and his daughter died. So he went completely nuts. So this story starts with a boy who was found murdered with multiple knife wounds and the heart torn out. You know, the heart was taken out and it's not there. And they find this body at the same time that Sebastian Bergman is at the city. This is the city where he was born and raised, but he doesn't live there anymore. He finds this old colleague, so they get into conversation, and Sebastian is dragged into the investigation about this boy. The other one, I haven't actually finished it, but I'm almost there. It's 100 pages to go, so I'll finish this in one sitting. And it's Neil Gaiman's Fragile Things. I have been talking about it a bit in the channel because the first 2 short stories were great for me, but then it just got weird. And now I'm liking it again. So mixed feelings over here, but this is basically a compilation of Neil Gaiman's short stories. The short stories that are fragile things. I'm gonna finish it like tomorrow or something, and then I'm gonna start working on my TBR, which is what we are gonna do now exactly. The first book in my TBR for November, I don't know if I'm gonna get into nonfiction November, because I do not have the books for that, but I might buy them, so who knows. You know, I might buy them and maybe I'll do a haul in the TBR with that. But for now, this is my TBR. The first book in my TBR is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. And this is a story that actually has to do with books. So it's actually interesting. And it reads: Guy Montag is a fireman. His job is to destroy the most illegal of commodities, the source of all discord and unhappiness, the printed book. Montag never questions the destruction of his own bland life, until he is shown a past where people didn't live in fear and a present where one sees the world through ideas. Montag starts hiding books in his home. Soon, they'll make him run for his life. I'm actually excited for it. I think it's a lightish read. It goes up to 200 and something pages, so we'll see. This will be my first book in the TBR. Second book in the TBR. This is not actually the book, but this is the last book in the series. For those who don't know that, I don't think anyone knows this in the channel, but I love Dexter. And my girlfriend actually gave me these 2 books. This was the last one that she gave me, And I love Dexter. I have watched Dexter, the full series, like 7 times or something like that. The whole thing, the whole 8 series. So, this is the 6th book that she bought. She actually didn't realize she was buying the 6th book because the part where it said it was the 6th book was covered with the price tag. So, she didn't realize that until later. But I will buy the first book and I will read it because I already knew that the Dexter was a book series and not a TV series first, but I seriously want to get into this because I do want to see what Dexter was born from. So I'm really, really excited to go for this one. Then I have another book in the TBR, which is James Patterson's TikTok. Now, this is one of the books that were kind of saved from an airplane, and he's kind of roughed up. The pages are all wrinkled like he was wet. This is what the synopsis says. Tick, a killer's countdown begins. A rash of horrifying crimes tears through New York City, throwing it into complete chaos. Tick, can Michael Bennett catch him? The city calls on Detective Michael Bennett, pulling him away from a seaside retreat with his 10 adopted children, his grandmother, and their beloved nanny, Mary Catherine. Bennett enlists the help of a former colleague, FBI agent Emily Parker, but as his affection for Emily grows into something stronger, his relationship with Mary Catherine takes an unexpected turn. Talk before his time is up. All too soon, another paling crime leads Bennett to a shocking discovery that exposes the killer's pattern and the earth-shattering enormity of his plan. So, this is a very, very fast-paced book, and this might be the first one that I start my November reads with because of that, so that I can get into that pretty easily. But again, this is just in James Patterson's style. The book has 484 pages and 102 chapters. So it's like 4 or 5 pages a chapter, which is great. I'm going to be showing you, they're going to appear around here. The books that I still don't have, they are being shipped as of yesterday, but I still don't have them, and I'm actually excited to read them because some of them are YA, and this is the style that I haven't gotten into a lot. 2 of them, I don't think I need to synopsis. That those 2 are the first 2 in the Throne of Glass series, as those are very well known. But they are already they were already dispatched from the shop, and this is Throne of Glass, and this is Crown of Midnight. Then I have 3 more incoming. I See You. The series starts with I See You, I think, and then there is I'll Let You Go, and I bought the 2 of them. I'm gonna be reading this from my computer screen because I'm recording with my phone. So I'm sorry that I'm going to be looking down, but I kind of have to. So the synopsis for I See You is: when Zoe Walker sees a photo in the classified section of a London newspaper, she is determined to find out why it's there. There's no explanation, just a grainy image, a website address, and a phone number. She takes it home to her family, who are convicted it's just someone who looks like Zoe. But the next day, the advert shows a photo of a different woman, and another the day after that. Is it a mistake, a coincidence, or is someone keeping track of every move they make? So this is the first one. This is I See You. Now it is I'll Let You Go, which is going to show up here as well. And the I'll Let You Go one says, a tragic accident. It all happened so quickly. She couldn't have prevented it, could she? In a split second, Jenna Gray's world descends into a nightmare. Her only hope of moving on is to walk away from everything she knows to start afresh. Desperate to escape, Jenna moves to a remote cottage on a Welsh coast. But she is haunted by her fears, her grief, and her memories of a cruel November night that changed her life forever. Slowly, Jenna begins to glimpse the potential for happiness in her future, but her past is about to catch up with her, and the consequences will be devastating. So I like these synopses, they are promising. And now I do have another one, which I'm actually really excited for. It's also YA. The last one is All the Light We Cannot See. This one was written by Anthony Doerr. Here's the synopsis for that one. A beautiful, stunningly ambitious novel about a blind French girl and a German boy whose paths collide in unoccupied France as both try to survive the devastation of World War II. Quote, open your eyes and see what you can with them before they close forever. For Marie-Laure, which is her name, blind since the age of 6, the world is full of mazes. The miniature of a Paris neighborhood made by her father to teach her the way home, the microscopic layers within the invaluable diamond that her father guards in the Museum of Natural History, the walled city by the sea, where father and daughter take refuge when the Nazis invade Paris, and the future which draws her ever closer to Warner, a German orphan destined to labor in the mines until a broken radio fills his life with possibility and brings him to the notice of the Hitler Youth. In this magnificent, deeply moving novel, the stories of Marie-Laure and Warner illuminate the ways against all odds people try to be good to one another. It got me kind of interested because the World War II times are really interesting to me, and the fact that it is a blind girl that meets a German boy, a German Nazi boy apparently, it can be interesting. And All the Light We Cannot See is a really good title, so I'm kind of anxious to get my hands on this one as well. So that's it, guys. For now, that's my TBR for November. I might have more books for non-fiction November, but if I do, I will make a video about that. So you guys be ready, be prepared for more content because it is coming to you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for coming around here and putting up with my TBR and my October wrap-up. Don't forget to subscribe. I always forget that, but don't forget to subscribe. Leave your subscribe down there and your like, and leave suggestions that you have, whatever they are, in the comments. And I will see you at the next one. Bye.